The topic of our project is color palette identification using KNN and Gradeo. Firstly, we have inputted all the necessary libraries that we would be needed to complete this project. Second, we have loaded the data set named as color underscore names. As you can see here, uh, it it is a data set that contains 1298 rows and 11 columns. It is a less clean data set as it has encountered with the issues like missing values in RGB and HSL columns. HSV.V, HSV.S, HSL.L columns are entirely empty, and it appears to contain some multiple values combined in one column. So we have pre-processed it by the following processes, like we have loaded the CSV file into the pandas data frame and rename column into simpler names like R, G, B, Hux, U, etc. Drop rows where RGB or B values are missing. NAA. Convert RGB columns to integrate for consistency, identified additional numeric columns and ensure that they are numeric. Filter out rows where RG or B values are outside the range of 0 to 255. Strip white spaces from the name column to clean it. Normalize the hex column by stripping the white spaces and making it uppercase. Draw duplicate rows based on RGB values to ensure unique colors. Safely extract the RGB values from the hex column using a helper function. Count and report any mismatch between the hex RGB and provided RGB values. Print the total number of cleaned and unique color blinded loaded. Plot histogram showing the distribution of red, blue, green channels and create a scatter plot of green versus red values with each point colored by its hex values like this, and built-in display a correlation heat map for all the numerical and color coded columns. From here we can see it is a much more clean version that contains exactly 1298 rows but 8 columns, and it is a clean data set listed the colors with their RGB, HSL and HSV values. After that we have used a KNN model. Here the goal of this code is to take an image as input, extract the top and most dominant colors in the image using k-means, and map each color to the nearest named color using KNN or RGB, and visualizes a bar chart how frequently each color appears and a color swatch of the top colors. Let us walk through the code. Here, first we have quick KNN model trains a KNN model with one nearest neighbor using the RGB values of named color as training data. This allows us to match RGB color to the closest named color. Then we have defined the function where it takes image as an input and top n represents how many dominant colors to extract, default as 5. Then it ensures image format. It supports both NumPy arrays and PIL image objects and converts a NumPy array to an image if needed. Extract pixels. Basically, it converts the image to RGB format and flatten it into a list of pixels like RGB. Random sampling for large images. If the image has over 100k pixels and randomly samples 100k for performance. Then we have used k-mean clustering. Basically, k-means identify the top and most common color, that is cluster centers, and each center is a RGB value representing a dominant color. Then we have uses the KNN model to find the nearest named color to each k-mean center. Then we have tell us how many used count pixels in each cluster, tell us how many pixels belong to each color cluster, measure dominance. Then we have built result data frame. It creates a data frame that throws color name, RGB values for that color, pixel count for that image, and sort by most frequent colors. Then bar chart for color frequencies. A bar chart where each bar's height is pixel count and its color is actual RGB values. And label aesthetics. Color swatches. We have made color swatches that draws colored rectangles for each top color. Add labels under each swatch and remove the y-axis and titles the plot. Returns both plots so you can view or save them. So basically the summary of this function is that it extracts the dominant color using k-means, matches them to nearest named color using knn, and counts how often each appears and plots frequency and swatches. It is super useful for color palette generation, design analysis, UI UX, and understanding dominant themes in an image. Then we have used Gradio as our UI interface, and this is the demo for UI interface. Firstly, this site will be open, and here you can drop your image. For example, I have taken this image and make it 15 top end colors and submit it. Here you will be getting all the top named color frequency that will be appearing in this image and the color swatches according to it. Thank you.